Man, that 10-day international road trip across the pond tested every ounce of grit in these Vikings. And as a fan who's lived through more heartbreaking losses than I can count, I gotta say it was a wake-up call wrapped in emerald fields and foggy Thames vibes. Picture this. We jet off to Dublin full of fire after a shaky start to the season, only to face the Steelers in Croke Park under those alien skies, where the crowd's waving terrible towels like it's a Pittsburgh home game. Talk about disorienting. Our guys committed 9 penalties, including a silent count false start from reliable Christian Darasaw and a boneheaded block from Will Fries that wiped out a huge third down gain, forcing us to settle for a measly field goal instead of punching into the end zone. It wasn't just the jet lag. It was the whole routine shattered. No familiar beds, wonky sleep patterns, and recovery tools that felt like relics from the Stone Age compared to US Bank Stadium's setup. But here's what fires me up. Through all that mess, Kevin O'Connell kept preaching no excuses, hammering home that if you're hunting obstacles, you'll find them, but we're built to grind past them. TJ Hawkinson nailed it when he said we're not eating right, not recovering like pros, missing our families and that daily juice that pumps us up back home. Yet we talked it out all week and chose discomfort over defeat. Even Brian Flores, our no-nonsense DC who's tougher than a frozen turf line in January, admitted missing his family's FaceTime calls during the boys' games back stateside, but he flipped it to team-building gold, with guys bonding over pints and sights in Ireland and London. That camaraderie? It's the glue holding us at 3-2, and if you're a Vikings faithful like me, doesn't it make you proud to see our purple pride shining abroad? And get this, while some players soaked up the landmarks, our medical staff was slammed with injuries, and the front office scrambled just to sign practice squad tackle Matt Willetsko for a full Wednesday practice, because who knew passports and transatlantic flights would be the real MVPs? O'Connell's already calling for NFL tweaks, like roster bumps for future globetrotting, because this trip proved it's doable but brutal. What about you, Skol Nation? Did that Dublin loss sting more because of the penalties or the eerie terrible towel takeover? Drop your take in the comments. Let's keep the fire burning. Shifting gears to the man under center, because if there's one storyline that's got Vikings Twitter exploding, it's this QB carousel with JJ McCarthy nursing that high ankle sprain and Carson Wentz stepping up like a grizzled vet who forgot how to quit. Folks, Wentz has been exactly the bridge we needed, going 2-1 in his 3 starts, slinging 69 of 100 for 759 yards, 5 TDs, and just 2 picks, ranking 6th in completion percentage over expected among 37 QBs with 50-plus dropbacks. That poise in London against the Browns? A fourth-quarter comeback that had me jumping off my couch, yelling "Skol!" loud enough to wake the neighbors. But now, with a nagging shoulder tweak popping up in by weak recovery, the plot thickens. Is this his last ride as QB1? Or does he hand the keys back to our rookie phenom? O'Connell's playing it smart, saying McCarthy's got to clear hurdles beyond just healing. Full practice reps, proving he can drive off that ankle while threading needles, and most crucially, fixing those rookie hiccups like quicker releases and tying feet to eyes in progressions. Remember McCarthy's first 2 outings? 55 dropbacks, dead last in sack rate, 36th in adjusted EPA. Ugly stats, even with that epic Bears comeback quarter. Yet, I'm bullish. This kid's got the arm talent and moxie from Michigan that screams franchise guy. And Wentz? He's boosted his stock sky high, delivering the competency we craved after McCarthy's early wobbles, getting the ball to Justin Jefferson like it's his job, because it is. But with the Eagles looming October 19th, who's starting? O'Connell wants McCarthy operating our offense at full throttle, no half measures. Hey, Purple Army, hit me with your hot take. Stick with Wentz's steady hand through the gauntlet, or unleash McCarthy now and let the chips fall. Your votes in the comments could sway the narrative. Let's debate like we're in the huddle. This QB saga's got more twists than a Lambo leap gone wrong, and I'm here for every second. Alright, let's talk defense, because while our pass rush is holding the fort, 6th in yards allowed per game at 289.8, that run D is leaking like a sieve at 132.2 yards per game, 25th in the league, and it's got me pacing my living room wondering if we traded Harrison Phillips too soon. Yeah, that deal to the Jets netted us draft picks, but losing his run-stuffing presence right before this international gauntlet? Ouch, now 47.1% of opponents' first downs come on the ground, worst in the NFL, because why pass when you can gash us up the middle? We're first overall in EPA per play at -0.12, but dropped to 25th on rushes at plus 0.008. It's a glaring hole that could sink us against Philly's Saquon Barkley. Enter the rumor mill. With the Ravens sitting at 1-4 and potentially fire selling after trading Odafe to the Chargers, could we snag nose tackle Travis Jones, that 2022 third-round beast who's 6'4", 338 pounds of pocket-pushing, blocker-absorbing fury? The guy's a run-stopper extraordinaire with a nasty hump move that'd pair perfectly with Jonathan Allen and Javon Hargrave, our off-season hauls who are finally gelling. Kwesi Adofo-Mensah loves these value grabs, and if Baltimore unloads, this one simple move could flip our EPA/rush positive and turn that 25th rank into top 10 terror. Imagine Jones clogging lanes while our edges feast. Skol dreams, right? But hold up, we've got homegrown heroes stepping up too. Jalen Redmond's leading with 3 sacks on a league minimum deal, PFF's top-graded DT with pressure rates rivaling the vets, and Levi Drake Rodriguez, our 2024 7th-round steal, tying for team lead in TFLs at 4 with violent hands that scream starter snaps ahead. What do you think, Vikings faithful? Pull the trigger on Jones or trust the youth movement? Sound off below. Your insights keep this Vikings news hive buzzing. Diving into those bye-week blueprints, because 4 concerning stats are screaming for fixes, and if we don't address them, that NFC number 7 seed we snagged via tiebreakers over the Commanders and Rams could slip away like a wet football in London rain. First up, our offense's 11.7% sack rate, dead last at 32nd, 21 sacks on 180 dropbacks, worse than anyone, with the Ravens the only other team cracking 10%. Blame the O-line injuries, sure, but post-bye with starters returning, O'Connell's scheming quick pass wizardry to get Carson, or whoever, out clean. We're talking 3rd and 4th progressions in the time others dwell on read one. That's the discipline that's kept us afloat. Then there's 3rd down conversions at a dismal 31%. 31st in the league, brutal efficiency that's left drives stalling like a Vikes loss in Lambeau. Tie it to the sacks, add in continuity woes at center and QB, and yeah, regression's coming, but only if we gel. Defensively, that rush first down plague at 47.1%, it's because teams smell blood in our run D, fix the front, and watch passes become our feast. And penalties? 8.8 accepted per game, most in football. 9 in Dublin alone fueled Pittsburgh's fire. Discipline's the word, purple pride. Let's clean it up before the Eagles soar in. Fellow fans, which stat keeps you up at night, the sacks or the flags? Poll time in the comments. Vote and vent, because together we're blueprinting this turnaround. Skol to the tweaks that turned 3-2 into a playoff lock. Flashback to the prep that turned heads. Former Vikes QB Daniel Jones, now torching it with the Colts at 4-1, 71.3% completions, 1,290 yards, 9 TDs, and just 3 picks, spilling the beans on the Fitz and Wit pod about our next-level operation. He said after 6 Giants years, joining Minnesota, even for 2 months, blew his mind with how Sam Darnold, Kevin O'Connell, Josh McCown, and Grant Udinski drill the details. Film breakdowns, walkthrough quizzes, quarterback room pop quizzes that make you sweat more than a 2-minute drill. I thought I worked hard, Jones admitted. But this? It's the blueprint for elite. That testimonial's gold for us fans, validating why O'Connell's the wizard turning rookies into ready-made stars. It's why McCarthy's poised for a bounce back. Why Wentz fits like a glove. Jones' breakout? Proof our system's portable magic, exporting success across the league. Imagine if we'd kept him longer. Instead, we're the factory pumping out polished pros. And with our bye-week focus on mechanics, expect that next level to shine brighter than the Northern Lights over TCO. What's your favorite O'Connellism that's got you hooked? Share in the comments. Did Jones' shout-out make you miss him, or just prouder of Purple HQ? Let's celebrate the coach who's got us believing again. 6 major takeaways from our Week 6 bye at 3-2, and as a Vikings lifer who's seen 50.3% of 3-2 starters since 90 hit the playoffs, versus a measly 22.3% for 2-3 squads, I'm feeling that purple pulse stronger than ever. First, that invisible presence O'Connell raves about? It's no fluff. It's the intangible mojo we've carved year after year. The locker room ether that carried us 5,000 miles from home without crumbling. Hard to quantify, sure, but it matters. Turning jet-lagged grinders into global gladiators who bond over Big Ben selfies and Irish stew. Takeaway 2. Takeaways are evasive, averaging 1.4 per game but dipping to 0.5 sans our Bengals flash. Rob Cleefield's chasing him like lost Skol chance, because forcing turnovers flips games faster than a Flores blitz. We're built for it, with Byron Murphy Jr. and Dallas Turner flashing personal foul fire in Dublin, responding to Steel City trash talk with purple pride. And don't sleep on the emergency QB plan. If both signal callers cratered in London, Cam Akers, high school Gatorade Player of the Year with 3,128 pass yards and 34 rushing TDs, takes snaps, fresh off his 32-yard trick TD to Josh Oliver. Dual threat insurance? Genius. Wrapping this hit list, Red Zone redemption's real. We're at 66.7%, 10 of 15 TDs, up from 19th last year's 55.7%, thanks to Jordan Mason's goal line grit with 3 short yardage scores despite O-line woes. Health returns and boom, positive regression. Skol Nation, which takeaway revs your engine most? Comment your top pick. Let's stack 'em for Philly. Picture the panic in that London huddle. Both QBs down overseas, no backups in sight. What's the Hail Mary? Enter Cam Akers, our RB wizard who's no stranger to the pocket, high school legend who racked 3,128 passing yards, 31 TDs through the air, and 2,105 rushing with 34 more scores en route to Mississippi's top honor in 2016. 5-star recruit flipped to backfield beast. But that arm? Clocked a 32-yard laser to Josh Oliver on a trick play that had Croke Park echoes still buzzing. If disaster struck at Tottenham, Akers slides under center. Coaches prepped it like a secret weapon. It's the kind of contingency that screams Flores paranoia and O'Connell's foresight, turning a what-if nightmare into we got this swagger. Akers isn't just insurance. He's a spark, blending speed and smarts that could have fooled the Browns into a whole new game. And with his Vikes tenure already proving versatile, imagine the morale boost. Players knowing we're never outgunned, even 4,000 miles from the Metrodome ghosts. Fans, would you have trusted Akers at QB in a pinch? Or is that too wild? Spill in the comments. Your wild card stories keep Vikings news electric. Offense primed for positive regression? Absolutely, and the numbers don't lie. Those sack and third down woes? Mostly injury fallout at center and QB. Get the starters synced and watch cohesion catapult us. Last year's 14-3 magic faltered in red zone at 55.7%. But 2025's 66.7%. 10 TDs in 15 trips, signals fixes, fueled by Jordan Mason's 3 goal line plunges despite line leaks. Short yardage still needs work, but theoretically, health equals havoc. O'Connell's by scheming quick hits to exploit it all. It's the continuity we've craved, turning patchwork into precision, with Wentz's discipline or McCarthy's upside feeding Jefferson feasts. We're set for spikes in efficiency, because purple blood runs deep, and this squad's too talented for early season slumps to stick. What's your bold regression prediction? 80% red zone TDs. Comment below. Let's manifest the surge, Skol style. Is our post-bye gauntlet a real beast? Eagles at 4-2 home October 19th, then road Chargers Thursday after at 3-2, a 10-day breather, Lions away at 4-1, and back for 1-4 Ravens, on paper daunting but reality's kinder. Baltimore's worst start since 2015 has eyeing fire sales, per latest buzz, softening that back end. Philly, LA, Detroit lead divisions but ain't invincible, Eagles leaky, Chargers inconsistent, Lions beatable if we exploit matchups. We've navigated worse, like that 98 NFC Championship heartbreaker, and with invisible presence humming, this stretch builds contenders. It's opportunity disguised as adversity, turning 3-2 into momentum. Vikings diehards, fear the gauntlet or feast on it. Your gauntlet grades in comments. Let's armor up together. NFC playoff picture at bye. We're 3-2, tied with Seahawks, who edge us on strength of victory for number 6, Commanders and Rams for wild cards, snagging number 7 via tiebreakers. Playoffs today. Baby. Division bosses Eagles, 49ers, Bucks, Lions all 4-1. Packers weird at 2-1 after that 40-40 Cowboy tie. But our path's clear, win out the gauntlet and we're climbing. Since 90, 3-2 openers hit postseason 50.3%. We're in the hunt, Purple Warriors with tiebreakers tilting our way. Number 7 seed? Fuel for the fire, not a slight. Where do you slot us post-buy, top wild card? Comment your bracket. Skol to the dance. Stock boosters after 5 weeks. Carson Wentz tops the list, nailing 2-1 ball with 17th passer rating, 13th adjusted EPA. Game manager gold while McCarthy mends, slinging to Jefferson like clockwork. Then Xavier Scott, that RB sparkplug who's carved niches in the backfield, outshining vets in bursts. CB Isaiah Rodgers locking secondaries with picks that scream starter. DT Jalen Redmond, 3-sack monster on peanuts, PFF darling with vet-level pressure. And Levi Drake Rodriguez, 7th-round gem tying TFL leads at 4, violent hands earning 30-plus snaps weekly. These risers embody our depth, turning question marks to exclamation points. Wentz's poise, Redmond's rush, Rodriguez's run stuff. That's why 3-2 feels like takeoff. Who's your surprise stud? Tag him in comments. Celebrate the climbers. Stock droppers sting, but they're motivators. WR Adam Thielen, targeted 8 times for 4 catches, 37 yards, barely sniffing snaps, 26 of 141 since Addison's return. Even Xavier Scott slotted as receiver over him in Dublin's crunch time. Reunion bust? Ouch, but depth demands it. QB JJ McCarthy's small sample, 55 dropbacks. Tanks him last in sacks, EPA, CPOE pre-injury woes, but encouraging preseason flashes say rebounds coming. TJ Hawkinson's quiet post-injury, LB Ivan Pace Jr. tackling dips, DT Jonathan Allen's 0 sacks and 9% pressure, below norms, on 123 snaps. Big off-season splash, muted start. This bye-week fuel to flip scripts. Tough love, right? Which dropper rebounds first? Your picks in comments. Let's rally 'em. 7 trades we could pull this month? Kwesi's wheeling. Target Travis Jones from Ravens' potential sale for Rundy plug. Edge Odefoa if more Baltimore bloodletting. Flip for Rutgers WR Ian Strong, 6-3, 211 Jr., to bolster Thielen's fade. Eric O'Neal edge, 6-3, 250, 4 pass rush pop. Kwabena Asamoah OG, 6-2, 311, to steady the line. Washington WR Denzel Boston, 6-3, 209, as Jefferson Insurance. RB Jonah Coleman, 5-9, 229 vet, for backfield versatility. CB Tacario Davis, 6-3, 190, to thicken secondary. OT Carver Willis, 6-5, 291, for tackle depth. These fits scream value. Jones clogs, O'Neal disrupts, college gems like strong stretch fields. With cap space from Phillips, we're buyers building beasts. Dream trade for you? Pitch it below. Trade deadlines our playground. Bye-week blues got you eyeing college slates? While our boys recharge, tune into 7:30 p.m. number 24 South Florida at North Texas on ESPN2. Eye that Bulls backfield grind mirroring our Mason magic. 9 p.m. Fresno State at Colorado State on CBS-SN, watching Rams lines for O-line tips. Rutgers at Washington on FS1, scouting prospects like Strong, O'Neal, Asamoah for purple futures, plus Boston, Coleman, Davis, Willis, raw talent that could don number 98 one day. It's scout season, fans, college chaos as our by breather, prepping for Philly Thunder. Who you watching and why? Your must-see matchup? Comment and stream squad. Skol to the prospects. Phew, what a whirlwind of Vikings news. From overseas grit to QB intrigue, stat fixes to trade tantalizers. That's got this 3-2 squad primed to roar back. We've gleaned resilience from Dublin London trials, celebrated risers like Redmond, mourned minor dips, and eyed that gauntlet like conquerors. That invisible presence? It's us, Skol Nation, fueling the fire. Now, Purple Pride. If this fired you up, smash that like button harder than acres on a goal line, drop your hottest take. Which storyline explodes next? Subscribe for daily doses of Vikings victory vibes, and share with your fellow fans to spread the Skol wave. Let's pack US Bank for Eagles blood. Go Vikes, and hail the purple rain.